Everyone talks about manifestation the same way. Believe. Believe harder. Believe deeper. Keep believing until doubt can't touch you. But here's what most people miss. Those who seem to manifest effortlessly aren't the ones trying the hardest to believe. They're the ones who stop trying at all. They let go of the inner chatter, the stories about how life should be, who they should become, and what the universe expects from them. Manifestation doesn't demand a stronger belief system. It asks you to release the story between you and the natural frequency you emit when you stop controlling everything. If belief alone worked, we'd all be living in constant miracles by now. We're surrounded by people who visualize, affirm, pray, but still feel stuck, looping through the same emotional patterns. It's not a lack of conviction. Belief operates in the mind, but manifestation happens in the field. The quantum doesn't respond to affirmations or mental optimism. It responds to the vibration beneath them, the leftover energy of old experiences, unresolved emotions, forgotten memories, and the patterns your body has held for decades. You don't manifest what you think you believe. You manifest the frequency you haven't forgotten. And this is where it gets paradoxical. The mind keeps piling on new beliefs, new ideas, thinking that more knowledge equals more change. But in the quantum world, addition often creates interference. More mental noise distorts your signal. You ask for abundance, but your nervous system still references scarcity. You seek love, but your body echoes past betrayal. You want growth, but the identity you inhabit was formed in contraction. No amount of belief can override what your body still carries. Quantum forgetfulness isn't losing knowledge. It's quieting internal static. It's gently erasing the emotional attachments coloring your perception. It's letting the past loosen so the field can read your signal clearly. Most people think they're failing to believe in a new reality. The truth is, they're weighed down by memories they haven't released. The mind pushes forward, but the body looks backward. That friction distorts your signal, and the field reflects it perfectly. Quantum physics gives us a metaphor. A particle exists in a cloud of probability, influenced by countless variables: noise, interference, prior states. Once the environment clears, the particle collapses precisely, not because it believed in an outcome, but because competing signals are gone. Your reality works the same way. Timelines collapse not through sheer belief, but through what you're willing to let go of. The field responds to clarity. Clarity comes when the clutter inside starts to fade. Mystics and wise teachers have known this for centuries. Those who manifested effortlessly weren't obsessing over belief. They emptied themselves. They weren't convincing the universe. They were dissolving everything misaligned with who they were becoming. Their power came from spaciousness, not force, from stillness, not repetition. The universe doesn't respond to the loudest thought. It responds to the clearest energy. You felt it. Those moments when life shifts without trying. When opportunity arrives the second you stop forcing. When clarity replaces worry the instant you release control. Those weren't accidents. Your system became quiet enough for the field to read you. In these pockets of stillness, your identity loosens just enough for the future to slip through past cracks. Forgetting means letting go of the version of yourself that no longer fits the life you're calling in. It's releasing emotional charges until your body stops referencing outdated timelines. It's freeing the stories your mind memorized so deeply you mistook them for reality. Belief builds on old foundations. Forgetting clears the ground so a new one can emerge naturally. That's why manifestation seems easier for some people. Not because they're special, but because they carry less interference. Their past is quieter. Their emotions don't dominate their signal. Their frequency is clean enough for the field to mirror it immediately. Their strength comes from absence, the absence of inner contradiction. If you've been trying to believe your way into a new life, you're not failing. You're just using the wrong door. The universe doesn't need your belief. It needs your clarity. And clarity comes not from forcing the mind, but from softening the noise between you and the frequency you were always meant to hold. This is where the real journey begins. Not through effort, but through release. Not through faith, but through forgetting. Forgetting the version of yourself that keeps replaying over the frequency of who you are becoming. If belief alone fueled manifestation, every attempt to believe would instantly change your life. But the field doesn't respond to effort. It responds to the emotional baseline you carry, often without even realizing it. And nothing shapes that baseline more powerfully than memory. Not the memories you can consciously recall, but the ones tucked inside your muscles, your breath, your heartbeat, your reflexes. The past is stored in the body far deeper than in the mind, and the body broadcasts that past into the quantum field with unwavering fidelity. This is why the universe often mirrors a version of you that feels outdated. It reflects the version your nervous system hasn't forgotten yet. Memory isn't just a story. It's chemistry, voltage, rhythm. It's the way your heart tenses when bracing for disappointment, the tightness your shoulders carry from old fear, the shallow breathing your lungs learned in moments of uncertainty. These patterns form emotional signatures, and emotional signatures become the frequencies the quantum field responds to. You might intend abundance, but if your body has memorized scarcity as normal, scarcity is the vibration it emits. You might seek love, but if your nervous system was shaped in environments where love felt unstable, instability is the default frequency the field receives. The universe isn't ignoring your desires. It responds most to the signals you repeat, the ones ingrained deep within your body. Belief feels powerful because it lives in the mind. You can think new thoughts, rewrite narratives, visualize new outcomes. But the body doesn't update through language. It learns through repetition, emotional experience, and safety. The mind can insist the future will be different, but the body clings to the familiar. Familiar feels predictable, and predictability always feels safer than possibility. That's why the emotional past has such a strong hold on your timeline. The body instinctively recreates what it knows. When people feel blocked, they often assume something is wrong with their technique. They think they're not believing enough or visualizing clearly enough. But the truth is simpler and far more human. The emotional past speaks louder than the imagined future. Your internal signal carries echoes of the person you used to be, not because that person still defines you, but because your body hasn't yet learned to let go. The field responds to that echo until it slowly fades. Neuroscience explains this perfectly. The brain predicts what comes next, using patterns from the past. Fear in the past predicts fear. Disappointment in the past predicts more of the same. These predictions happen beneath awareness, shaping your body before you even have a chance to think. The prediction becomes your vibration, and the vibration becomes your manifestation. That's why it often feels like taking 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. They set a powerful intention in the morning, yet by afternoon, the body quietly returns to the emotional tone it memorized years ago. Not because of a lack of discipline, not because the desire isn't strong enough, but because the body is loyal to the past until it learns a new normal. Memory acts like gravity, pulling your frequency backward even as your mind pushes forward. But something shifts when you begin to see this clearly. You stop treating the past as a story to analyze and start seeing it as an energetic imprint. You stop fighting yourself and start understanding yourself. You stop blaming lack of belief and start noticing the emotional patterns still waiting to be released. That gentle awareness, simple, patient, present, is the first step toward dissolving the weight memory holds over your signal. You don't need to erase your past to manifest a new reality. You only need to stop letting it dominate your vibration. The universe doesn't require harder belief. It responds to the forgetting of the emotional habits that contradict the life you're stepping into. Forgetting, in this sense, means giving the body enough new experiences to trust that something different is possible. It means softening reflexes that no longer match your becoming. It means loosening the grip on emotional tones that were once necessary for survival, but aren't necessary for creation. If this resonates, if you recognize that what holds you back isn't a lack of faith, but an overload of emotional memory, anchor that awareness now, because noticing it begins the release. The moment you say to yourself, "I release what my body no longer needs," you send a signal. It's not a mantra, it's a declaration of readiness, marking the first choice to carry a frequency unshaped by history. As this emotional weight lifts, the field finally has room to respond to the version of you waiting beneath the noise. In that quiet inner space, manifestation stops being a mental exercise and becomes the natural outcome of who you are willing to become. This kind of forgetting doesn't erase your past. It releases its authority. It doesn't mean losing memories. It means removing the emotional charge that keeps them alive in your vibration. This selective forgetting is one of the most potent tools for manifestation. Yet it rarely gets attention because it's subtle, quiet, internal. And yet, this subtle work shifts your frequency far more effectively than any affirmation or visualization. When the weight of old emotional imprints dissolves, the field finally receives a clean signal, not a mixture of who you were and who you're trying to be, but a coherent frequency rooted in the present. The mind thinks forgetting means ignoring. The body knows forgetting means safety. Until the nervous system realizes it no longer needs to carry reflexes of fear, protection, or hypervigilance, it will replay the same emotional patterns. Not because the past haunts you, but because your biology hasn't learned to inhabit the present without referencing what came before. True forgetting is when the body stops bracing for what it once expected and opens to what it has never experienced. That shift happens physiologically first, vibrationally second, and manifestation follows naturally. To see how forgetting works on a quantum level, imagine your identity as a network of emotional nodes, each memory tied to a specific sensation. These nodes communicate like circuits, lighting each other up in response to activation. This creates a pattern, and that pattern becomes your baseline frequency. The quantum field reads this pattern as your current state of being. But when you soften just one node, one emotional association, the whole pattern begins to loosen. The circuit relaxes, the frequency shifts. That's why even a brief moment of genuine peace can undo years of internal tension. You don't need to dismantle the entire structure at once. Releasing a single emotional link starts the unraveling. Selective forgetting is about gently deactivating these nodes one by one, not through force, but through presence. Each time you notice an old reaction arise and choose to breathe instead of brace, soften instead of tighten, open instead of collapse. You teach your nervous system a new response. Each new response is a vote for the version of you that isn't trapped in yesterday's chemistry. Over time, the weight of the old identity fades until the body stops referencing it automatically. That's what forgetting looks like. The absence of reflexes that once controlled you. The field responds to this absence differently than it does to belief. Belief builds new narratives. Forgetting removes static. Belief asks the universe to listen harder. Forgetting gives the universe a clear channel. When internal noise quiets, the external world reorganizes around the frequency your being naturally emits when it isn't distorted by memory. This is the essence of manifestation, not constructing a new identity, but dissolving the one built from survival rather than creation. That's why spiritual traditions speak of emptiness, silence, surrender, and stillness. These aren't romantic ideals. They are vibrational technologies. In those moments of inner quiet, even briefly, you create a gap in the circuitry of the old identity. And in that gap, the future slips in. Possibility requires space. New timelines need room. The universe can't fill what's already cluttered with old emotional residue. Selective forgetting creates that space by loosening your hold on patterns your body thinks it still needs. Think about the times clarity appeared unexpectedly, under the shower, on a walk, in a quiet morning. Those weren't accidents. They were moments of forgetting. The mind stopped rehearsing the past. The body stopped anticipating threat. Your frequency opened just long enough for insight to flow through. Stretch those moments, widen them, repeat them, and embodiment transforms effortlessly. Selective forgetting isn't just emotional, it's neurological. Synapses strengthen through repetition and weaken through disuse. When you stop feeding an emotional story, the neural pathways supporting it shrink. When you stop reacting to the same old trigger, the brain stops investing energy there. Focusing on the present instead of replaying the past reorganizes your neural map. Your biology literally forgets the old version of you. And as the brain forgets, the field responds immediately because the observer has changed. The power of this process doesn't come from rituals or extreme discipline. It comes from awareness. Every time you notice yourself replaying an old emotional script and gently respond differently, you create a fracture in the timeline where the old identity lived. That fracture becomes the new frequency. Forgetting isn't passive. It's the quietest, most effective form of self-creation. This is when the field starts mirroring the new you, not because you convinced it, but because you stopped contradicting it. As emotional noise fades, your energy grows spacious enough for alignment to take root. The future doesn't arrive with drama. It slips in gracefully through the space cleared by releasing everything you no longer need to carry. Selective forgetting is freedom. This is where the transformation truly begins, not by forcing change, but by letting go, not by faith, but by forgetting. Forgetting the old version of yourself that keeps speaking over the frequency of who you are becoming. The emotional scaffolding that once held you to outdated timelines begins to dissolve. And once that scaffolding falls away, the universe doesn't hesitate. It fills the empty space with the frequency you're finally ready to hold. There comes a subtle, undeniable shift inside you. You stop trying to become a new version of yourself and start remembering something ancient. Something always yours, but buried beneath layers of noise and old emotional patterns. Instead of forcing, you create space. Instead of convincing, you clear. Instead of adding beliefs, intentions, or techniques, you let things fall away. And in that quiet clearing, a powerful realization emerges. Manifestation doesn't happen because you built a new identity. It happens because you stopped carrying the one that interfered with your signal. The quantum field responds exquisitely to emptiness. Not emptiness as in lack, but emptiness as in openness. A state where your energy isn't cluttered with old conclusions, tensions, or stories. Even briefly inhabiting this space allows life to reorganize around you effortlessly, almost miraculously. It's as if the universe has been waiting for the static to settle so it could finally deliver what has always been aligned with you. Creation flows into empty space like water filling a hollow. It doesn't need permission, it just needs room. Many misunderstand this state, thinking emptiness means detachment or indifference. But true emptiness is alive. Neutrality isn't numbness, it's clarity. It allows the body to stop anticipating yesterday and stand fully present. You're no longer filtered by who you used to be. You're open to who you are becoming. Distortion is what held you back. When old emotional signatures dissolve, your timeline stops looping. You stop recreating realities belonging to former versions of yourself. You stop vibrating in reflexive fear, scarcity, or self-protection. Your nervous system relaxes. Your heart beats in rhythm with the present. Your breath expands, and a calm, intuitive intelligence rises from inside you. This is the identity that manifests by absence, the version of you that emerges when the noise is gone. Belief becomes unnecessary because nothing inside contradicts the truth you're stepping into. Doubt fades, and you simply are. The field mirrors this being far more precisely than any hope or wish could. The most powerful manifestors don't rely on faith, they rely on alignment. Faith is mental, alignment is chemical, emotional, vibrational, embodied. As this identity stabilizes, you stop chasing outcomes. The future feels close, intimate, leaning toward you. You don't pull it in, your signal draws it naturally. The softer you become internally, the stronger that pull grows. The universe listens when your internal world is quiet enough for its response to be heard. Once you taste this state, even briefly, you understand manifestation is never mental work. The universe isn't waiting for proof of belief. It's waiting for you to stop rehearsing the versions of yourself shaped by fear, expectation, or survival. As those layers fall away, you become the channel through which reality expresses something entirely new, not a reflection of the past, but a signal of the future. This is pure creation. If you feel a softening, a quiet recognition, a subtle yes inside you, it's because you're already stepping into this space. Your field is recalibrating. Your old emotional signatures are loosening. You are beginning to manifest through absence, not effort. And once this pathway opens, the journey becomes less about adding and more about allowing. Less about controlling and more about receiving. Less about believing and more about forgetting everything that once distorted your signal. If this resonates deeply, if you sense you're ready for integration, not just insight, but embodiment, tools, practices, and frameworks exist to help stabilize this identity. They guide you in dissolving the layers that keep your past louder than your becoming. Your next step, if your signal feels ready, is to follow that pull. Empty space isn't a void. It's the birthplace of the next version of you.